Hello and welcome to part 2 of this series on how to perform the wrist thumping technique, if I can say that properly, wrist thumping technique. Okay, and we'll move straight into the exercises on this one. And by the way, if you're looking for the exercise sheet to download, it's on the bottom of this page. If you're on my website now, download the tabs down the bottom there, click it and then download them. So we're into exercise 1 on this sheet, bars 1 through 4. We're using the same as earlier. We're doing double thumps this time though. We're going to start off doing that. So basically you play the root note with a thump and then you thump on its own afterwards straight away, and then you do that for all the shapes. Okay, so let's try that then. I'm going to count us in 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now that's done, we'll move on to exercise 2, bars 5 through 8, if you're looking at the tabs or the exercise sheet. This time we're playing this. Okay, this time the thumping is different because we're playing a thump on when we're plucking a different string, not just the root note. So on the G, we're thumping on the 6th, and then we're playing 4 with our index finger, and then when we're playing the 3rd with our middle finger, we've got another thump at the same time. So those 3 notes, you've got a thump at the start and a thump at the end, and that applies to all the shapes, to C, A minor, and then the D. Okay, so let's try this exercise. I'll count us in 1, 2, 3, 4. On to this third exercise next then, and we're playing something a little more intricate this time. We are stepping up the difficulty. We're playing the same again to begin with, but afterwards we're doing another series of pluck straight after. So on each of the shapes on the G, after the first 3, we're playing 4, 2, 3, 4, 3. So it's 4, 2, 3, 4, 3, 6, 4, 3, then 4, 2, 3, 4, 3. And that applies, that pattern applies to the C shape too, the A minor shape, and the D shape. Again, it's the same relative picking pattern, but we're using different strings this time. After the first thing, it's 3, 1, 2, 3, 2. Okay, same principle and same length again, 4 bars. Let's see if we can do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, hopefully we did that pretty well. Like I said, if you are having trouble with any of these exercises and what you need to do, you need to stop and practice, maybe practice 2 or 3 minutes every day, or just start as your warm-up exercise or something like that when you're playing the guitar. And eventually, over the course of a few days to a couple of weeks, maybe, it's going to get a lot easier for you. It's going to become more familiar, and then you can move on to the more complex exercises. Moving on now to the next exercise, bars 13 through 16. If you're looking at the tabs, we're playing this. Okay, so this is the replica of the previous exercise, but instead of playing the 5th note in the series of finger picks, we're playing a slap and thumb slap into the strings instead. Again, I'm trying to introduce these two techniques together, the thumb slap and the bass thumping, to make it a little more difficult. Because I like the fact that these two techniques complement one another, so I'm trying to work them together to help you guys out. So let's get on with it then. I'm going to count in 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that last exercise really is quite difficult, so don't worry if you are struggling with it. We're going to move on now to add in an extra wrist thump. We're going to take out the slapping again. Bar 17 through 20, we're playing this time. Okay, so we're playing a wrist thump on the 1st note, the 3rd note, and the 7th note of each of the chords. There's 8 notes in each of the chords. We're playing 1st note, 3rd note, and 7th note of each chord. We're playing a thumb slap. So on the G. Okay, so on the way down, on that index finger pluck, that's where we play that thump. And it's the same with all the other shapes too. Okay, we're going to try that then. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that is again another really difficult section. I did mess that up a couple of times, I will admit. It does take a lot of focus to get it. But we're going to move on now to our very last exercise in this series so far. We're going to play a combination of what we've just done, the last exercise, as well as adding that thumb slap in on the 4th note. So we've got... Okay, so every second note has got a percussive element to it. The first one's got a thump, the 3rd note's got a thump, the 5th note's got a slap, the 7th note's got a thump, and then that's the way it is throughout each of the chords. Okay, so it is really difficult. You might have to practice this before we try it together, but I'll try and go a little bit slower on this one, I think. Okay, let's try. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and that is it for this video. And hopefully you've got at least a basic grasp, if not an advanced grasp, on how to perform this technique, alongside and on some occasions that thumb slapping or percussive thumb technique too. The way that I learned this and the way that I've gone on to advance the way that I do this is by practicing it. Practice it along with some of the regular guitar parts that or might be pretty simple. Just add in a thumb every now and then. Okay, at your discretion kind of thing. Kind of make your own exercises up is what I'm trying to say. Picking songs that you learn during the course of your guitar tuition. Find something interesting to play and try and think of places where you can add in thumps and slaps and such like. Obviously, in the thumb slapping or percussive slapping series of lessons, I teach you to play strings as well as slapping, as well as single strings, as well as, or whatever that, if I can remember how to play that. There's like really intricate things that you can do with a thumb slap, which you can't do with the wrist thump, or you could try to do. You can do strums and things like that, but that's for another time, I think. So thanks for watching this series. Like I said, there's other things that you can do to progress your playing of these techniques on your own, and you should definitely do that. So that's it for this lesson. I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.